Just give it a 10 second. Okay. Hello, everyone. Good morning and welcome to today's APAC community call. So today we will have a general APAC symposium recap from last month. As for the agenda today, it's very, go through the OHDSI news that we recently have from announcement from Patrick Ryan, and then we'll have the TMU team to present a quick recap on our APAC symposium last month. So with that, so first for OHDSI news, so we do have a OMOP CDM entity relationship diagram challenge that was released a few days ago from Patrick and also from Claire as the CDM working group lead. And the submission is still in another 2 weeks or so. So feel free to check it out in our OHDSI forum under the general board. So, and also I have included the link here. I will also send that in our chat. So that's kind of really the end of year initiative from OHDSI Global, and feel free to check it out and join we still have 2 weeks, 2 weeks before the deadline. So with that, without further ado, so we're very glad that we have invited the TMU team who are the hosts for the 2022 APAC Symposium to today's today's community call, and really give us a sharing and also a recap for the wonderful event that happened a couple weeks ago. So without further ado, so Whitney, would you like me to share, or will you be sharing from your side?
We can share from our side.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. I can see your desktop.
But not the
But not the slide. Yeah. Oh, yes. Here we go.
That was weird.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so thank you all for inviting us to present today. There will be 4 of us presenting from Taiwan OHDSI. It'll be Fian, Septi, Rachel, and myself. And then we're just going to go through the slides and tell you about our personal experiences, the highlights that we saw related to the symposium, what we learned, and what we hope people got from it. So as you all know, the APAC Symposium this year was the first one to happen in person. So we were really honored here in Taiwan and TMU specifically to host the first in-person symposium that wasn't virtual. Now I'm going to turn it over to the next person, and since I'm controlling the slides, just tell me next slide and I will hit it forward.
Hello. So the OHDSI APAC Symposium was held on November 12th and 13th in Taipei, Taiwan. And next slide, please. So there were 247 registration was made. And as you might be in the on-site conference, we have limited slots in the hall. So many people were joining us online. And there were many representatives from the OHDSI APAC region. We have University of Hong Kong. We have Singapore Institute for Clinical Science, Global Value Data from India. We have 3 institutions from South Korea, and many universities and hospitals and research institute from Taiwan. Next, please. So there were 22 presentations and 18 posters was presented during the symposium. And you can click on the link and go to OHDSI website for more info about the presentations. And OHDSI APAC Symposium was one of the first international conference that was held after Taiwan lifted the travel restriction. So it was considered an important event, and it was reported on many local news. Next, please. So this symposium not only attracted people within our community, within OHDSI community, but also gained attention from many other non-OHDSI member. We have participants from Southeast Asia countries. We have participants from European countries and from the US. Next. Next, please. So this is the preparation process. The symposium was organized by TMU event team in collaboration with OHDSI Taiwan. And as Mui stated, people got to see the magic behind the scenes. So this is just want to show you how we prepare for the symposium. Next, please. Next slide, Winnie. Yeah, thank you. So this is the registration on the first day, and then Deanne will tell you what we experienced during the first day of the symposium. Deanne, can you go ahead?
Yes, thank you. Good morning. Okay, this is the activity schedule for the first day, which is Saturday, November 12th, 2022. It will be held at the front building Chengpu Conference Hall, started from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., starting with an overview of the OHDSI journey by OHDSI's Vice President, Dr. Patrick Ryan. And he presented about OHDSI mission, namely to improve health by empowering a community to collaboratively generate the evidence that promotes better health decisions and better care, the journey to real-world evidence, HEDIS, and discuss one article on effectiveness and safety on first-line anti-hypertensive drug classes. Next. Next one.
Sorry.
Okay. This venue was designed for newcomers to the OHDSI community who were looking for a high-level summary across a wide range of topics covered within the OHDSI community. We met with the OHDSI experts, collaborators, researchers, and physicians, where the opportunity is created for exchanging experiences and hope that in the future we will collaborate each other. Next one. Next one. Next, please. Okay. During the first day of, no, the previous. Okay, during the first day of the OHDSI Symposium, community leaders taught a full-day tutorial meant to introduce participants to the varying steps along the journey from data to evidence using the AMOP Common Data Model, OHDSI tools, and scientific best practices. In the first course in tutorial, session was OMOP Common Data Model and Vocabulary, presented by Dr. Mengling Morning Fang from OHDSI Singapore. He presented about why do we need a common data model for observational healthcare data, and depending on the primary needs, none of the observational databases capture all clinical events equally well. Therefore, research results must be drawn from many disparate data sources and compared and contrasted to understand the effect of potential capture bias. In addition, in order to draw conclusions with statistical power, we need large numbers of observed patients. That explains the need for assessing and analyzing multiple data sources concurrently. In order to do that, data need to be harmonized into a common data standard. So this standard is provided by the common data model. And next one is creating cohort definition, presented by Dr. Sang Chan Yu from Yonsei University, South Korea. He explained about the use of cohort with Atlas software. Before that, he was presented about what is cohort and OHDSI research about cohort. And first demo about creating cohort for new users of lisinopril in Atlas. Second demo about create cohort for acute myocardial infarction events in Atlas 2. Then about characterization was presented by Dr. Martin Squemi. He has developed the white rabbit and rabbit in head tools and is contributing to the OHDSI method library. And he was presented about why bother with characterization and counterfactual reasoning for population. Next, please. Then Dr. Alex Nguyen from TMU, he was presented about ETL, extract, transfer, transform, and load. In order to get from the native or raw data to the OMOP common data model, we have to create ETL process, and this process should restructure the data to the CDM and add mapping to the standardized vocabularies, and is typically implemented as a set of automated scripts, for example, SQL scripts. And several tools have been developed by the OHDSI community to support some of creating ETL steps like white rabbit, rabbit in a hat, and usagi. Then about phenotype evaluation by Dr. Patrick Ryan, the vice president. He was present about how to measure the reliability of the cohort, and phenotype algorithms that is algorithm that identify or characterize phenotypes. And about estimation from Professor Mark Suchard from University of California. We were using Atlas to try lisinopril with prior hypertension data. And for the prediction session was presented by Cynthia Yang from Erasmus University and Chung So Kim from Ajay University. They were presented the relationship between clinical characterization and patient level prediction, and about data extraction, model development, and model validation. Okay, next. Okay, in each 50-minute segment, the class has the opportunity to get hands-on exposure to the design and implementation of analysis and interpretation of result. In this session, participants who tried the application directly were assisted by kind and helpful assistants. Yes. That's all from me. Next.
So now we'll turn it over to Stephanie.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, right now we come to the second day, which is the main symposium. So this is the schedule for the main symposium for the second day. Next. So yeah, we are so glad that for the welcoming speech, we had Dr. Chuang from Deputy Director General from Taiwan CDC. Yeah, I think he is his present is show that we have the support from the Taiwanese government, and yeah, it is it's symbolic that OHDSI Taiwan chapter is like is recognized by the government as well. Next. Yes, and then for the main symposium, Dr. Patrick Ryan, like they started with the some questions. I think it was so interesting because I think this is the part that for me personally is really opening my mind about the OHDSI and the importance of the observational data. And yeah, I think this is for his presentation give insights and guidance that for us, like how we can use these important platforms like OHDSI to make a research while we are also waiting for the results for the clinical trial that may takes like years, but like observational data can also give like something important for the healthcare system as well. And then for we present about some for all present about the OHDSI chapters. And yeah, and some of the all of the representative for each chapters give share their challenge and rewards while building the OHDSI chapter as well. Next. Yes, and this is also like interactive, like talk, where participants were introduced about the additional resources, database, and ongoing projects in OHDSI through in-person and asynchronous presentation from all our representative from the OHDSI. But I think this is also interesting because I remember they like emphasize like the collaboration between countries and collaboration between like healthcare systems, so we can produce like the multi-center research, and which can contribute to like a better clinical data and better research, of course. And I remember Prof. Jason have a conclusion speech, like if we want to go further, we should go together. I think yeah, this is like really interesting. Okay, next. I think it is for Whitney.
Oh, yeah. So the day two kind of had a break, and we had our showcases represented. We had teams from across the APAC community, and there was a wide range of different diseases, learning models, and themes represented in the showcase. The showcase was really popular. I think one takeaway lesson we learned is maybe the showcase needs a little bit more time next year or in future years, because it was hard to almost restart the symposium again, which is good because one, that shows that people further along in research. So our seniors were really interested in what students were doing and offering insight and input about the next steps for options. But then two, it allowed people across the community to see what individual sites have been working on, where they can offer support, what type of projects that they can kind of implement or tag on the back end. to again, do that multi-site, multi-country research as we push OHDSI forward, particularly as a region, and look at our own disparities and concerns. I think the showcase, well, it's not, I know the showcase was a hit after talking with people. It seemed to be quite a few people's favorite portion. We had several takeaways overall, and I kind of hinted on the previous slide from the symposium. The biggest one will be that people will actually attend an in-person symposium. There's always a question of when something is new or where you change the format, will people come? And I think we showed that you can do a good mix of in-person, but also online. People who attended online said that they felt connected and interpersonal. They were able to put up their questions in real time and get them answered if they put them up. Our presenters, some of them clearly were online, as you saw in a previous slide from ㍍OHDSI, allowing a kind of global feel and that global expertise. I think there is an opportunity to create more opportunities for solution-focused connectivity. So that's allowing people to really troubleshoot their challenges with their peers and experts in the field. I guess that was one of the takeaways we saw throughout, is during the breaks, people sat down and they talked about their projects and what their next steps could be, where they were having trouble, whether it was something to do with the OCMs, what systems they were using, should they switch from Python to another one, how does coding look, what does your characterizations look like, where should you go for the best characterizations? And in that, I feel we were really successful, but there could have been opportunity to take it even further, almost like beyond the workshop point of view and the breaks. Although the planning staff was very intentional about those multiple breaks throughout the day to get people to connect with each other. And then our last takeaway was we recognize and embrace the intercultural and interlanguage barriers that happen. While English is the common language of OHDSI, recognizing that in APAC there's a diversity of not just, there's a diversity within linguistics. So having more printed materials and maybe auto text for speeches and so forth may be more helpful with helping people stay engaged, with helping people feel connected to one another, but also making sure that they get a lot of the information because it is term heavy, so that they can look it up and refer back. Not the saying that people attended didn't understand, but just making sure throughout the different linguistic levels that everyone can take something away. So these were our three main takeaways. I don't think this is typically a part of how y'all present, but we found this assessment really helpful for if we host again or if we do another major conference, things that we can improve on in ourselves. We do want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who assisted with making the symposium such a great success. We will be in Australia and we hope to see other people there next summer. And as you can see, Professor Jason and Dr. Pratt, kind of that transition of what comes next as far as the APAC symposium. And with that, we are done. So I will stop there if I can find this option.
Sure. Thank you so much for the TMU team to share their experience and a quick recap on everything. So I was just wondering if any questions or comments from the audience. Other than it's a great event, and I'm just feeling even, I should have been there, but yeah, anyway, like that's another story. But as someone who joined the symposium as the online, how to say, like virtual attendees, it was really great. And I do love all of the different angles of the camera. So although I was not like there, but then they could have, like different, for the panel discussion. So you can see what the audiences are doing, what the actual panelists are up there, and then the interactions, which I do think like from the technology side, it really provide like virtual attendees a really good experience and see kind of what's going on, you know, like this part, that part, the panelists, the attendees, you know, everything together. Like, but of course, I'm only speaking from the virtual attendees perspective. And I love the, like, you know, for the lunch, I think it was lunch break or like during the break, you will have the poster show, kind of like, you know, well, like for me, it was the poster show. I'll just go through who joined, what are their topic, the highlights, the posters. To me, I think that was really great. Like, I know, like I'm eating lunch and I'm like just having a good recap on everything. That was really nice for me. But I would love to, like, if anyone else on the call have any questions, thoughts, other than a big thank you. Hi, Jason, are you talking? I see, but you're on mute. FYI. I see you're talking from the video.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I really appreciate everyone's support, and I hope I can see Jean next year or anywhere and in person. Okay. So I think this is a wonderful recap for about our APAC symposium this year, and I really want to thanks for 4 students presentation today, like Whitney. She is the best MC in our symposium. And also another like Rachel, Septi, and Deanne. Okay, they have done a good, a wonderful, awesome presentation today. And I really would like to take this chance to appreciate everyone's support from OHDSI headquarters, like Patrick, Mui, Song, of course, Jean, and the others. And without your support, we cannot have this kind of achievement. And also a lot of people, around 30, I think, from TMU team. And because we prepared for this symposium almost 1 year, and we have a lot of so many times prepare meeting for that, okay, before this symposium. And beyond that, uh, because we have a lot of people from the other country to attend this, to come to Taiwan. And also we have so many people online to join us. I really appreciate your support. And as well, we can have lots of posters from um, a lot of from Europe and also United States and from Asian. So we have the paper style and also electronic poster this year. So last, I would like to encourage all of you to continuously to join all of the symposium next year in Australia in July, the middle of July, so that we
I
can get
think,
together again and
yeah, that
to
would be great. And I
yeah.
think, I don't know if Rachel is still sharing your email, just FYI. Oh, sorry, no, your email, your screen, because we can't see that. And it's a recorded session, so I don't know if you wanna stop the sharing.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know who's sharing the screen now. If you,
I'm sorry, I'm not sharing the screen.
okay. Yeah, thank you. Sorry,
Very
sorry to
nice. Okay.
interrupt, Jason. I was just thinking because it's a recorded session, so.
Okay. Anyway, so last
Mhm.
we expect to see all of you next year, and we can get together in Australia next time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And again, appreciate all the setup because it just takes an army, it takes a team to get a conference together. It's just a lot of logistics, especially I think it's the first time we're doing in person that just have, you know, addition and both virtual and in person. I think that's just 2 ways of preparations ongoing. And then thanks again, Jason. Any other questions, comments from the audience?
I'm not sure, Christine, are you there? Christine Lu?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, Jason.
Okay,
Hi,
I would
everybody.
like to introduce Christine to all of you today
Oh,
because Christine is an faculty in Harvard Medical School, and
hello.
she's
Nice
a
to meet you.
professor. Yeah, and because she is going to move to Australia, and she also know Nico Pratt very well, and so I think next year, Christine can also join us to have to attend this conference next year.
Yes,
Okay,
I
would you
look
like to say
forward to
something?
it.
Yeah, would you like to
Yeah,
say something, Christine?
yes. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Oh, good, good, good. Yes, I think I think I look forward to next year's enjoy the Taiwan conference. I actually invited one of my research assistant to join, but she mixed up the time. For she didn't understand it was Taipei time, so she missed a big chunk of the conference. Are we making the slides
Yes.
available,
Yes,
presentation
we are.
available? Do you
We
know?
are gonna. So we are. That's another thing I want to mention to everyone. So we are working with Global Odyssey coordinator Craig on uploading everything to our Odyssey website. I think it's on the way. It should be available soon. And
Okay.
we'll definitely send out an email to everyone once it's kind of up there. Let me just. I think it's not up there yet, but it will be.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out and I'll contact you if I can't find it. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah, it
I
will
look
be. It
forward
will
to,
be.
yeah.
Mhm.
Good. I look forward to next year. I think the Odyssey stuff is great, and I'll be based in one of the largest hospital in Sydney. So hopefully, I think taking the example of Taiwan and the hospital network, will hopefully we can start to transfer a lot of the hospital data into common data model, and that would be great to participate in the network in the future. Because I think right
Okay,
now the
awesome.
Australian data is great, but most of it is not in common data model. Yeah.
We do have, yes, we do have a couple Australian site in our APAC
Yeah.
hypertension paper, but definitely there can be more. There should be more, probably.
Yeah.
And also, Nicole is actually, I think she has a conflict today, so she's not in today's call, but it would be great, it's a very small world, and we're definitely looking forward for next year. It'll be
Great.
warm and nice in Australia during November time, because for us it's really cold now, so it's nice to go to nicer weather too.
Yeah, I
But
think next year, July, right? Are we saying July in Australia?
I don't know if we have set on any specific
Okay.
day yet.
Yeah,
But
we
that's a
do
good
have
question.
date for we do have the date. It's I
Ju
think
July is winter time in Australia, so
yeah,
it's
Is
not
it
going to be
July or November? Oh, it's
yeah,
gonna be July.
July 13th for and 14th. Yeah,
Oh,
from 13th to 14th of July, because we
oh
do have
wow.
a MedInfo 2023 in Australia at the time,
got
from
it.
10th to 12th of July. So that's why we will have the Odyssey APAC right after the MedInfo.
Cool. That
Very
will be
good.
exciting to have
Very
a
good. You,
winter in July for most of us for the first
Yeah,
time. So that would be great
yes,
too.
that's
yeah.
right.
Even
Depending
though
on
it will be
the
yeah, it will
city,
be
you
in
may be
winter,
cold,
but
you may not be
it's
cold.
not
Yeah.
it's not that cold compared with Beijing or Seoul.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Mhm. It'll be a getaway. July, it's 40-degree in Shanghai, so I'm not complaining on any cooler weather than that. Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much. Any other questions or comments from the audience other than we're super excited for next year already? Cool. Then I guess we will we'll let everyone know again once all of the recordings for tutorial and also the main symposium are uploaded to Odyssey. We'll send out the email notice to everyone so you can kind of go check it out from there. And also, of course, we'll be excited for next year. And thanks so much again for the TMU team for hosting the first in-person APAC symposium. That's just it has been like it's really fun journey for me to watch it virtually too, but excited to meet everyone next year too. Thank you so much. And we'll again upload this today's community call on odyssey.org/APAC. Thank you everyone for joining us today and have a good one. Bye.
Thank you.
You
Bye.
too.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.